One of the best and simplest ways to live a healthier lifestyle is by mastering your day-to-day actions and habits, the subtle things that make up your daily routine without even giving them too much thought. So today we're going to cover part 2 of my healthy habits list, things that you can start right now that are easy to implement. Hello, and welcome to today's show. I am excited to talk about healthy habits with you again, because I think that a lot of us often think that going non-toxic is this big life change, this big overhaul, and it can be for sure. It's a big difference from living a conventional kind of mainstream lifestyle, having a mainstream approach to things, but a significant portion of our day is based in our routines. Researchers say that that's about 40% of our day. So let's just start with some simple healthy habits that you can integrate into your daily life and chip away at that 40% that you're doing without giving it too much thought. The first item on my healthy habits list for today is something that I personally love to do. It's such a mom thing. I really just started doing this recently, and that's to elevate your feet. So lay back, place your feet above heart level. I like to go up against the wall, kind of in the yoga pose, and I will elevate my feet, put them up against the wall, and sit there for about 5-10 minutes, however long I feel like sitting there. And there's just so many benefits to this. Improved circulation, better blood flow, it takes the pressure off your veins. And I will do this before bed. I will also do this in the sauna. So I have talked a lot about my sauna usage on Instagram. I have more to share with you guys about how I use the sauna too. But one of the coolest things that I recently started doing in the sauna is to lay on my back and elevate my feet. And I will do this for about as long as I can tolerate in the sauna. At the gym, when I do this, my feet get really hot because the heat rises. So I can't tolerate it too long in the sauna. But at home, it's something that I just do before bed or whenever I'm kind of feeling sluggish. I will do this. I'll sit there. The kids will often come up and join me, which is really funny. But I just feel good when I do it. And it's one of those things that you can do that will have a big impact on your health, on your well-being. And it's simple, free, and easy to do. You can do this while pregnant. I would just stick with elevating your feet above heart level, but it does also help with swelling. It's a really good thing to do. Just make sure that you're a good candidate for it. I would just clear it with your doctor if you're currently pregnant. Otherwise, for me, like I said, I try to do this a few times a week, and I really feel good when I do it. I just feel like a weight is lifted off my feet. Highly recommend elevating your feet whenever you can. Number 2, this is a tip that I learned when I had a newborn and I was feeling overwhelmed with managing all the stuff in my house. So organizing as you go, or just simply putting 5 things away before you leave a room will really change the vibe and the feel of your home. Sometimes I feel like the stuff manager at home. I manage all the sports equipment, I manage the books, I manage all the Legos and the toys and the food in the pantry and the dishes and all of that stuff. And I just feel like I'm moving stuff all the time. And I think a significant portion of my day goes toward moving stuff around, putting them where they belong. And that can be overwhelming no matter where you are in your life. But I especially remember when I had a newborn and I had an almost 3-year-old at the time. I had just had my second baby and we had just moved into a bigger house. So literally, we just moved into a new house a week before I gave birth. So I was not only moving in, I was having a new baby and all of that stuff. But afterward, I just remember feeling like, how do I get this under control? And I had asked someone who just had it together. She was that mom that just had her home looked organized no matter what. She just really seemed to have it together. And her little tip that she gave me was to put 5 things away before you leave any room. And now if you step into the bathroom, you can put 5 things in the medicine cabinet or just put them where they belong. It is a simple little change that you can make that will have a big impact on the way that your home feels. I know that I get overwhelmed with stuff. I get overwhelmed when things don't have a place. I get overwhelmed when, there's a mess that's left behind and not put away. Sometimes I'm the creator of that mess. Sometimes it's other people in my family. But I can confidently say that disorganization, clutter, messiness, or just, an abundance of too many things really do weigh you down. And that's not just for women, that applies to men too. And it also applies to children. Children get really overwhelmed when they have too many toys. They get overwhelmed by messiness or clutter. So aside from being able to go through and declutter your whole house several times a year, which I feel like is what it takes, I think just getting into the habit of putting 5 things away before you leave any room is a brilliant habit to incorporate into your daily life. And over time, you're going to build on that. You're going to have a simpler setup. You'll have less things, or you'll have the things that you want that matter more to you than, just clutter and whatnot. It's a really great habit to get into, no matter if where you are in your organization and decluttering journey. It's a good thing to do. It's good for your overall well-being and for your family as a whole too. So healthy habit number 3 is to create routines for yourself. So for me, I operate at my best when I have a plan that I don't need to think about all the time. I do kind of have a little bit of an ADHD brain, and so planning ahead and knowing what I need to get done helps me out a lot. And that's one of the ways in which I manage myself. But this can apply to everybody. It really is about taking the thinking out of your day, because decision fatigue is real. Making too many decisions can weigh you down. So if you pre-decide, you take the thinking out of these important things, they're going to get done more because there's a time and a place where you want to do them. I'm going to show you my nerdy side here, but one of the ways I have fun with this is by using alliteration and creating themes for the day. So Wednesday is Wipe Down Wednesday. Tuesday is Towel Tuesday. That's when I go through and I get all the towels in the house and wash them. And I wipe all the counters and the mirrors down on Wednesdays. And I just make it fun for myself because that is just a little nerdy gift that I give to myself to make cleaning my house fun. It's not really something I enjoy doing. It's not something I ever will do voluntarily. So that is one of the ways in which I make it fun for myself. But it really is about the routine aspect, that every Tuesday I wash all the towels, or every Wednesday I do a deep, wiping down of all the surfaces in the house. And that helps me get those things done. So another way that I applied this was when I had my second baby. My oldest was almost 3. And I felt like I did not have a system down. I really like systems because then I know what I'm doing. So what I did was I sat down, I got my journal, my planner at the time. It was one of those big, bulky Erin Condren ones, which I love. I got it. I flipped to the back to where there's all the notepad. I think it was graph paper. And I wrote down everything I needed to do. And I created a daily schedule for myself. This was my stay-at-home mom schedule. And it started with wake up, put a load of laundry in the washing machine. Do this after morning breakfast, put the dishes away. And I just needed that structure in place to manage all of the change that I was going through. So is there a place in your life where a routine would help something seem more manageable? For me, it's cleaning. It's not something I enjoyed, doing. So cleaning and staying organized is something that is easier for me with a routine and a system in place. For you, that might be, creating a routine of making the kids' school lunches in the evening, the day before they go to school or daycare or whatever it is. Find a way to simplify something with a system or a routine. And I promise you that process will get easier. You won't think about it. You will just know that every, Wednesday is when you wipe down all the mirrors and all the, the sinks and everything, all the counters. Another way that I have done this is totally different, but it just popped into my head. And that's that every Sunday night in my house, we have Sunday night dinner. And this is the one night a week where I make sure I am ready to cook. I know what I'm making and I am prepared for it. And the whole family knows that it's coming. And it is a great way to just get us all together. Everyone knows it's going to happen, and it happens because it's part of our family routine. So find ways to use routines to improve things or to make something simpler for yourself. Okay, the next tip, the next healthy habit is one that is very near and dear to me, and that is to laugh more and laugh often. So I would ask you, what shows are you watching? What kinds of entertainment are you letting into your life? And how do they make you feel? I personally, when I watch something, I don't have a lot of time to watch TV anymore, but I will often do it when I'm washing the dishes or something. But I love to watch funny things that make me feel good, things that inspire me or just make me laugh. I have been watching a lot of sitcoms because I've been catching up on like TV from the last 10 years. I really haven't had a lot of time to watch TV since having kids. So one of the advantages of that is that I get to binge watch shows that, in the olden days, you would have had to wait a week, to watch a new episode. So right now I'm watching The Big Bang Theory, and it's just so much fun to see the show, to laugh, to, catch up with these characters. But I do that because it makes me feel good, and the laughter is just so good for you. So I think for you, figure out what makes you laugh. Is it a certain person in your life? Call them more, spend more time with them. Is it a certain comedian? Is it a certain channel on Instagram? Is it a certain TV show? Encourage and welcome laughter and happiness and joy. And that is just such a great gift that you can give to yourself, to your family, because that's infectious. And two, it just, being happier, being lighter, being more positive is just a huge gift that you can give to yourself. And it like I said, it benefits everyone around you. So that's a really good thing. The other night, my friend sent me a random page on Instagram that was really funny. It made me laugh. And I think I spent about 90 minutes just watching funny Instagram videos, and I was laughing out loud. I mean, it was one of those things where I was just cracking up because some of these creators are so funny. It just made me really happy to be able to sit there and just watch hilarious content for a good 90 minutes. And even just thinking about it right now is making me happy. So I definitely encourage you to find the laughter, find the happiness, find the joy in your entertainment, in your daily life, whatever it is that makes you feel that way, go for that. Okay, the next tip is to stretch your body. Stretching like yoga, or even just literally just moving your body in the morning or throughout the day, is such a great way to support your well-being. I always find that when I feel tight, a good stretch or a yoga class or something like that will do wonders for me. But I also just like to start my day with a nice stretch sometimes, and it makes me feel pretty good. I think it's really important to recognize that our bodies need, movement and fluidity and compression and things like that. So stretching is a good habit to get into. I would add that to your daily morning routine, evening routine, workout routine, whatever it is. Don't forget to stretch and move that body. I'm going to interrupt this list of healthy habits to share our Loving Lately segment, which is where I share with you random products that I have been loving lately that I think you might enjoy too. So here is Loving Lately. The first item on my list is kind of an unexpected one. This is the Dental Herb Company Tooth and Gums Tonic. It is a mouthwash that I have been using. I got it for gum support, and I find that it really helps when my gums just feel irritated. But I've been using it ever since I discovered it because it is just such an amazing mouthwash. Not only does it freshen your breath, but it really is good for your teeth. It is made with all natural ingredients and essential oils and echinacea. It is just really good stuff. So I highly recommend this. I will link to this in the show notes. And then item number 2 that I have been loving lately is from Alitura, which is an all-natural skincare brand. This brand is amazing. I really, really love their facial moisturizer and night cream. These products are skincare game changers. And I just have honestly, in my years of using conventional and even non-toxic products, I have never found something that works as amazing as Alitura's moisturizer and night cream. I highly, highly recommend them. So I'm going to read some of the ingredients because you will see what I'm talking about here. Olive oil, cocoa butter, beeswax, evening primrose oil, aloe vera juice, propolis, some essential oils, sea buckthorn, royal jelly, and it's made with 95% organic ingredients. You can tell this stuff works. I think the first time that you apply it to your skin, And it also smells amazing. So I highly, highly recommend trying out Litora. I think that you will thank me because these products are just so amazing. I will link to these on the show notes as well. You will not regret it, I swear. Okay. And the last product in my Loving Lightly segment for today is the Beautycounter Clean Deodorant. So I have tried many natural deodorants over the years, and I have like a little rotation that I go through. I probably have about 3 or 4 products in the mix. But one of them that I keep going back to is the Beautycounter Clean Deo, simply because it works really well. It comes in a stick, it's easy to apply, and it lasts all day. It is a really amazing product, and I highly, highly recommend giving it a try if you have been looking for a clean deodorant that can handle a tough job, especially if you're used to like conventional deodorants and you might just be switching for the first time. This is a great product to switch to. So I really highly recommend Beautycounter's deodorant, and I typically use it on days where like I might be working out or I might be going out wearing a nice outfit. I don't want it to get ruined by some of the, all natural deodorants. So this is kind of a good tweener, but it is really a clean product. So I highly recommend the Beautycounter deodorant. So that's it for the Loving Lately segment. And just to round out the list of healthy habits, here we go with our next habit, and that is to turn off the Wi-Fi at night or when you're not using it. It is a harsh truth that our Wi-Fi, 5G, cellular signals, they are strong signals. And you don't need to be around that all day, especially if you're not even using them. So I highly recommend getting into the habit of turning off your Wi-Fi at night when you're not using it, or even better, switch to a wired connection. That's what I plan on doing. But until then, what I do is I turn on the Wi-Fi when I'm using it and then just turn it off when I'm not. And the kids are so used to hearing me say, "Can you go turn off the Wi-Fi for me, please?" And they just know that it is something that does not need to be on all day. I recommend trying that. If you get some resistance from the members of your family, understand that, maybe the compromise is just to start with turning it off at night and turning it back on in the morning when someone needs to use it. So start there. Start where you can. Okay. The next tip is a really great one for busy parents. So let's say you are, rounding up your day, finishing out the day, you just put the kids to bed, you did the dishes, the kitchen is clean, whatever. Now you start thinking about the things that you have to do the next day, right? You have to call the plumber, or you have to drop off a check at the school, or whatever it might be. Those things are thoughts are going to start creeping into your head, whether it's before your head hits the pillow or as soon as your head hits the pillow. Either way, those thoughts are going to start creeping in. So one of the best things that you can do is to get into a habit of writing out a to-do list for the next day. Just do a brain dump of everything that's on your mind, what you're thinking about. You need to go and get bread from the store. You need to make a certain phone call. You need to schedule a dentist appointment. Whatever it is, write that down, get it out of your mind. You will feel so much subconscious relief that you don't have to carry those thoughts and reminders in your mind anymore, just by doing the simple act of writing them down. Okay, so that's one way you can do this. Another way that you can do this is, let's say you are in the throes of like caring for little babies, and that's just not going to happen. You're just not going to be able to write out a full to-do list every single day. One option is you can do this on a weekly basis. Just write it out once a week on Sundays. Get into that habit, right? Write it out once a week. Or if the making a list thing is not going to happen, and I understand there's times in life where it just isn't going to happen. The alternative is to set 3 intentions for the day when you wake up in the morning. You can also use a combination of the two. Let's say that you like to do the to-do list thing, but it doesn't happen all the time. So on the days where you didn't get a list down on paper, you can wake up in the morning and just come up with 3 intentions for the day. Whatever it is that you need to make sure to get done that day, make it one of those intentions. And that will simplify your day, and you will get to the most important things, and then everything else can kind of happen on its own. But if you just say to yourself, these are the 3 most important things that I have to do today, then you're prioritizing those important things. You're giving them energy and intention early in the morning. And that will help make sure that you get them done. I used to do this a lot, especially when the kids were younger, and I just was not able to make to-do lists. And like, to be honest, I'm still not always able to make a to-do list, but the intentions, that is a great activity to do, like when you just don't have the ability to write out a to-do list. It's something that you can wake up in the morning and say, today, I want to make sure that I'm going to take the kids to the park. That is one of the most important things that I need to get done today. Or you might say to yourself, I need to make sure to call the contractor, or I need to make sure to schedule an appointment or take the car in, whatever it might be. Identifying those important items early on will help you put your energy in the right place. And it will also kind of liberate you from having to worry about those things. So I highly recommend this habit. It will give attention and structure to the things that need to get done. And it just makes it easier on you, I think. Okay, and then the next tip is to make your bed in the morning. So I have always loved the habit of making my bed in the morning because it makes me feel like I have it together. It's just a small accomplishment that I can do right when I get up or at some point in the morning that makes me feel pretty good about my grasp on the day. So this is something that you can do too if you aren't already. And if you are already doing it, this is something that you can have your kids help with, or, give it to them as a chore that they have to make their bed in the morning. And it just trains the mind to achieve things and to get things done early on in the day. There's so much information about this out there. If you're really curious, you can read more about like the benefits of making your bed. It's such a subconscious little mental hack, but it does make you feel really good. It gives you a sense of accomplishment early on in the day. And personally, I love walking into my room and feeling like I am a decorating goddess and a homemaking goddess because my bed looks really good. And when it doesn't look that way, I kind of feel like, oh, what a drag. My bed isn't made. It just kind of brings me down. I don't know. Are you the same? I feel like I can't be alone in this. So I like the idea of making your bed. It's free and easy to do, and it has benefits. It has mental and subconscious benefits. And then the last healthy habit on the list is to become mindful and self-aware. So as we are going about this journey called life and this journey called non-toxic living, we really are looking to be our best selves, make positive change, improve ourselves, live long, do good things. And I think an important step in that direction is to really be self-aware. So take some time to reflect on the things that you do every day. Take some time to reflect on the habits that are part of your life. Are they serving you? Are they serving your family? Are they helping you move in the direction of your goals, or are they kind of moving in the opposite direction? I know that I have some habits that I am not totally proud of that I need to work on. But I also know that I have some habits that I'm really proud of. And so just having that self-awareness, being aware, helps me make the right moves in my life. There's a great quote from a man named Lawrence Bossidy. And he says that self-awareness gives you the capacity to learn from your mistakes as well as your successes. So I really like to look at it from both perspectives. You can learn from the mistakes, you can learn from the successes, and then you can make informed decisions, do with it what you will. But really getting into the habit of being mindful and self-aware is a gift that you can give yourself because it is truly feeding into your self-improvement, kind of cycle. It all really starts with awareness, right? So start there, but also, find the healthy habits from this list that work for you, that will serve your life, that will support your life and help you meet your healthy living goals. So let's summarize everything that we talked about today. Today's episode was really about healthy habits, things that are free and easy to add to your daily lifestyle that will also boost your daily living, help you along on your healthy living journey. So let's recap everything we talked about. The first tip was to elevate your feet. The second tip is to organize your home kind of organically. Declutter by putting 5 things away before you leave a room. Tip number 3 is to use routines and structure to support your daily habits and goals. Tip number 4 is to laugh more and laugh often. Tip number 5 is to stretch your body. Get in the habit of stretching and moving your body often. The next tip is to turn off the Wi-Fi at night, or just when you're not using it, or even better, use a wired connection. Then tip number 7 is to either write out a to-do list for the next day or set your daily intentions for the day right when you wake up. The next tip is to make your bed. And the last tip, number 10, is to be self-reflective. So remember, these are healthy habits that you can add over time to your daily lifestyle. Start to be aware of them, choose what works for you. And your homework today is just to start one of these habits. Pick one from the list. Maybe you're going to elevate your feet tonight before bed. Maybe you will put on a funny show or watch a funny Instagram for 5 minutes just to get yourself laughing more. Or maybe you're going to sit down with a piece of paper and write out a to-do list for the next week or for the next day. Whatever it is from this list that spoke to you, I want you to start with that. Make it easy for yourself. Add it into your daily routine, and then just come back to the list and build on that. It really is as simple as that. And remember, we are here to improve, to get better, to do good things. And it really can be as simple as just adding small things into our daily life. And now we will be back next week. I will be talking to you more about other swaps and healthy changes that you can make to really further support your goals for non-toxic living. So I will see you in the next episode. Thank you so much.